I couldn't believe that so many of you recommended this and that I had never heard of it. Oh my gosh, you guys are so good at picking makeup. We have like the same heart. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be sitting down to film this video finally. So a couple weeks ago, I asked you guys on Instagram to submit your holy grail makeup products. I got so many answers from you guys and I went through every single one and I chose a full face. I purchased all the products and they finally all arrived at my doorstep. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be trying out your holy grail makeup products. I went through and I tried to choose things that I had never tried before because there were so many products that you guys submitted that I had already tried and that I already love. So I really thought it would be fun to kind of branch out and find the things in each category that I hadn't really heard much about. I feel like that'll be way more entertaining for me and for you watching. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. Let's just get right into it. I'm so excited. For brow pencils today, two of you actually recommended this brow pencil to me and I had never heard of it. This is the Joa Brow Down to Me Precision Brow Pencil. I picked mine up in the shade Brunette. I love already that it has a spoolie on one side. All right, let's go ahead and fill in the brows using this pencil. So far, so good. I'm actually really liking how it's able to make it look like I have real brow hairs right here. I really like the texture of this. I'm just gonna flip the pencil over and brush through to make it look more natural. Look at the difference in the brows. Obviously this one's not filled in, but I really did like how natural this made my brows look. And it was really easy actually to fill everything in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in this brow. All right, so I think that's as good as the brows are going to get for now. Based off my first impressions, I really did like how that filled in the brows. I liked the texture of it. I liked how I was able to make it look really natural towards the center of the brow, which sometimes is hard with certain pencils. So I'm really happy with how the brows look. Thanks for recommending that. All right, so next up I have an eyeshadow primer. This is from Bare Minerals. It's the Prime Time Eyelid Primer. And Lauren, who recommended this to me, says that nobody talks about this enough and her eyeshadow does not budge. So as soon as I saw that, I knew I wanted to try this. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit on the back of my hand first. I'm not really sure how much to use. And if you guys don't know, I don't normally use eyeshadow primers, but then earlier this month, I tried out the NARS eyeshadow primer and I actually really loved it. So I feel like I'm kind of leaning towards using them. I'm just gonna take a concealer brush and I'm just gonna take that primer and I'm going to apply it all over the lid from lash line up to the brow bone. I really do like how there's a little bit of a tint in this because I normally use concealer on the eyelid as my primer. And it's usually because I do like a little bit of that coverage, but it's nice when there's an eyeshadow primer that gives some coverage, but it's also formulated to like actually help your eyeshadows last a long time. This is blending out really nicely. And normally when I use concealer, I set it with powder. However, on the instructions of the bottle, it said to just go straight into eyeshadow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let that kind of sit and dry down a little bit and we're just gonna go straight into eyeshadow. We're trying new things today. Okay, when it came to eyeshadow palettes, I was so shocked that two of you guys actually recommended the ColourPop Disney Designer Collection eyeshadow palette. This is a palette that I had heard about, obviously, but I never picked it up when it initially launched. And then I just kind of forgot about it, to be honest, but two of you guys mentioned this exact same eyeshadow palette. So when I saw that, I knew I had to try this out. It's a very beautiful neutral tone palette. I love how many mattes there are at the top, and I think there's a really nice color range, especially if you're somebody who likes more neutral shades, which is like me. All right, I'm gonna take this matte shade right here called Chip, and I'm not sure if this is gonna show up peachy or more beige. I'm not really quite sure. So I'm just putting it in the crease just in case. Okay, it definitely is a little bit peachy, but I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of dust it all over the lids up to the crease, just to kind of prep everything for eyeshadow. Okay, I'm really eyeing this shade right here called Grumpy. It just seems like the perfect nudie peach color, which are the kind of colors that I personally like as a transition shade. So I'm just gonna go ahead and build this up in the crease, going back and forth over the lid and then extending the color out toward the end of the brow and then a little bit towards the inner portion of the brow as well. I will say I am already familiar with the ColourPop pressed eyeshadow formula and I love it, which is kind of nice, I guess, since we're using a new eyeshadow primer. I'll be able to see if there is any difference. I will say I can feel the eyeshadow primer really locking down on the lids and everything seems to be blending over it really nicely, which is something that I've always been afraid of when it comes to eyeshadow primers. Ooh, this color is so pretty. Next, I'm going to this shade right here called Triton, which is a really nice warm brown color, and I'm going to press that on the outer portion of the lid. And I am kind of buffing that into the crease a little bit as well. I feel like doing a halo eye today, so I'm going to take that brown shade and I'm also going to apply it toward the inner portion of the lid and sweep it up toward the crease as well. I'm actually obsessed with that color, and when I look up close, it almost has a bit of a sheen to it. It's not a complete matte, which I really like. Let's go ahead and do the same thing to this eye. Okay, so far so good, you guys. Let's see here. I'm going to kind of swatch a few of these to see what direction I want to go in. Ooh, that's pretty. Fairy Godmother is really pretty too. What do I do? There's so many options. I'm gonna go into the gold shade first. We might layer another one, this one right here. This is called One Kiss, question mark. That's why I said it like that. I'm actually gonna take this on my finger and I'm gonna press this in the center of the lids. And I'm wanting this to kind of go across more of the lid. I think I'm gonna layer up another shadow in the very center of the lid to kind of add to that halo effect. I think this gold shade is really, really pretty. All right, now I'm gonna take the shade Ray, which is this really pretty light champagne color. And I'm gonna take this on a smaller brush. I'm tapping off the extra, and this is what I'm kind of wanting to layer in the very center of the lid. We'll see how well it layers up. I might need to use my finger for this as well. Yeah, maybe I will. I just feel like any shimmer shade always applies better when you use your finger. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just pressing this on the very, very center of the lid. All right, I'm going back into that brown shade called Triton, and I'm just making sure that this outer corner didn't lose its dimension. I might deepen it up slightly with something else in just a second. I'm just kind of adding it back into those outer and inner corners of the eye. I'm going to deepen up the outer and inner corner with the shade Abu. I just felt like it needed a little bit more dimension in order to make the center of the lid pop. Going back in with a tiny bit more of the Grumpy shade, which is what we used as our transition. And I'm just really wanting to make sure that everything looks nice and blended up toward the brow area. And I am kind of bringing it a little bit higher than where I had it. You know what? I'm going to take the shade Prince Charming, and I'm going to take that on my finger as well. And I'm going to really focus that pretty much on the lash line, right in the very, very center, so that when I open my eyes, there's like a really big pop of color right there. So I'm just going to lightly press that right in the center of the lash line. Oh yeah, now it's very three-dimensional. Ooh, I think that's really pretty. All right, next we're going to go into an eyeliner, and a couple of you guys recommended the Marc Jacobs Highliner, but only one of you recommended a specific shade, so that's what I picked up. I picked up the shade Earthquake. I've heard so many good things about these eyeliners. I just never like splurged on them because I don't wear eyeliners too often. And every time I was at Sephora, I just felt like I would spend my money on other things. Anyway, this is a nice brown color, which I felt like works perfectly for this look anyway, because it's gonna go well with all these tones. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and line the entire top lash line. And for my eye shape, I'm trying to line it pretty close to the lash line so that when I open the eyes, you still see some eyeshadow on top. I'm gonna take a tiny little brush and I'm just gonna go across the lash line and buff this eyeliner out. It has almost like a sticky gel-like texture, but I'm really liking how it applied. It seems very, very pigmented, and it's pliable enough to blend out at least for a little bit. I'm not sure how well it dries down or how long it takes for it to dry down, but as of now, I feel like that looks really nice. The color of that is beautiful, and it really complements the eyeshadow. So let's go ahead and do this eye. Okay, wow, I really like that formula and I really love the color of it. It defines the eyes, but it's not too overwhelming or too dark, which I really, really like. So thanks for recommending that color and that formula. I'm super excited about everything I've tried so far. Let's go ahead and do Top Lash Mascara. Actually, wait, I'm gonna actually wipe away the fallout first and just kind of clean up the edges of the eyeshadow. And then I do like to tap down the edges just so that they're not too harsh. Okay, so for mascara, a lot of you guys recommended the Essence mascaras, which I've tried a couple of. I need to go back and revisit the black and green bottle because a lot of you guys talked about that one. But since I was trying to use things that I had never tried before, I went with the other mascara that a couple of you recommended, which is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I've heard so many things about this, and I just haven't tried this. This was even sent to me in PR, and I still have not put it on my eyes. So we're gonna go ahead and do a couple coats on the top lashes. I'm doing mascara now because I actually do have some falsies that were recommended. So before we apply falsies, I did want to see how this looked on its own on my lashes. So far it feels really soft, like the applicator feels soft, and it's nice and fluffy, which I love. Ooh, it's giving my lashes volume, but it's not too clumpy of a formula. Okay, so I got some mascara on the eyelid. I'm just gonna leave it for now. We can dust it off later. But the best word I can use to describe how this applied was just it felt so soft on the lashes. I do really like the lash look that it gave me. I typically go for something that's gonna build up even more on my lashes, but I could see why so many people really like this mascara. It left my lashes looking and feeling really soft and wispy, but still defined and volumized. So I do really like that so far. We will see if it smudges or flakes at all as we go on throughout the day. I'm just dusting off some eyeshadow that got on my nose. All right, you guys, let's move into complexion for a minute and then we'll move back to finish up the eye look. I was floored at how many people recommended this to me. I think there were like 7 or 8 of you that recommended this exact same primer. Keep in mind, none of you guys like knew each other and coordinated that. So when I saw that this primer was recommended by so many of you individually, I knew that this is the one that I had to pick up. This is the Touch in Sol No Problem Primer. It's a smooth and covering primer and it's supposed to just be amazing apparently. Since it was so many of your holy grail products, I can't wait to try this. So the packaging is really pretty. It has a pump applicator. Let's go ahead and pump this onto the hands. I'm gonna start with just this much. I don't really know how much to use, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply this in the center of the face. It's a really nice thin formula. Okay, I just got like half a pump more for the center of my forehead. It has a scent, but nothing too overpowering, and I really like how thin it feels on the face. A lot of times pore filling primers can be really, really heavy on the skin. This does not feel this way. Let me see if I can notice any difference just by applying it to the skin. Okay, I feel like it is blurring things slightly. Obviously, the best way to see that is to apply makeup on top of it. So I'm really excited about this one if you can't tell. Okay, for foundation. So many of you guys said the IT Cosmetics CC cream, and specifically a few of you said the Illumination CC cream, which I had never tried, but 3 different people recommended this BB cream that I had never heard of. And so I chose this over the Illumination CC cream, but I do want to still try that later. In fact, if you guys like this video, I could do like another version of this because there were so many submissions. I seriously could do another full face of things you recommended. But this is what I'm going to be trying today. This is from Missha. M-I-S-S-H-A. It's the Perfect Cover BB Cream. I couldn't believe that so many of you recommended this and that I had never heard of it. The shade I picked up was number 21 Light Beige. The shade that I really wanted was not available, so I picked up the shade next to it. I'm hoping that this will work for me. It has a plastic bottle with a pump applicator, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pump some on the back of my hand. I'm not really sure how much to use. That might have been too much. I'm hoping this color will work. I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques buffing brush. I'm just gonna take some off the back of my hand, and let's go ahead and apply this to the skin. So obviously I think it's a little bit light for me. Let's keep blending it because maybe it will look better once it's all blended out. I haven't dipped back into my hand and the coverage is actually going a pretty long way. I really like how fresh this feels on the skin. It feels really hydrating. Okay, I feel like the color is getting a little bit better as we blend it out. It has almost like a grayish undertone, this specific color. So yeah, ideally I probably would have gone up one more shade, but the shade after that would have been too dark, I think. So we're just gonna make this work. It has a very skincare-y scent, if that makes sense. It almost smells medicinal in a way. I'm gonna go ahead and drag some of that down the neck, and then I'm gonna go in with my sponge. I'm gonna take a little bit of what's left off the back of the hand, and I'm going to start to press this into the skin. What is this feather in my hair? Okay, I'm really liking how that feels on the skin. And I'm also really liking how it looks. It looks very, very fresh. It gave a ton of coverage, but it's a BB cream, so it doesn't feel drying or heavy or cakey at all. And I actually applied quite a bit. I probably could have gotten away with using a little bit less, but oh well, too late. This is beautiful. One thing that I did notice is the shade range was not very big. It definitely catered more toward very fair to like the light, maybe a little bit of medium skin tones, but there's definitely not any deep shades, which is definitely a con for this product. And it's something that I noticed immediately, so just something to be aware of. Okay, wow. This looks very nice. I'm so excited to see how this wears, you guys. Like, I just can't wait. And based off of the application, this is beautiful. I really like how it feels on the face as well. It feels really, really fresh. It's supposed to also be brightening. I don't know. If you guys have tried this, have you noticed any differences in your skin after you wear it? Let me know in the comments. But wow, my skin looks really, really nice. And I actually think that shade ended up working better than I initially thought. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so for concealer, a couple of you guys recommended the Too Faced Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpting Concealers. These were actually sent to me forever ago, and the shades are a little bit dark, which might be interesting with what we have going on here. But I thought that I would just try them anyway. I'm gonna try out the shade Almond. I'm hoping that this will work, and we're gonna go ahead and apply this underneath the eye area. I feel like that BB cream actually did a really nice job covering up most of the discoloration on my face. There's a few stubborn spots, and this one right here I might have to try to cover up. We'll see how it goes. But I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this underneath the eyes. We'll do a little on the chin. I'm gonna put a little bit on that blemish right there, a little on this blemish, a little on this blemish. I want to try to leave quite a bit of space though on the cheeks and things. Even if I do have a little discoloration, I want to leave some space just to see how the BB cream wears. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend this out. Oh, I think the shade actually is fine. It had me worried there for a minute, but after I blend it out, it actually seems to be working pretty nicely. I'm going to blend this out underneath the eye area. Wow, it's definitely a very full coverage concealer, but sometimes I feel like it's a nice combo when you have a little bit more of a BB cream type formula on the skin. Sometimes I feel like it's nice to pair that with a more full coverage concealer if you're wanting more of a flawless look without a ton of heaviness on the face. Okay, this little guy here, let's see if we can blend this out. I'm just lightly tapping the concealer over it. Okay, that helped a little bit. Are there any spots that I'm missing? I don't think so. All right, the complexion is looking really, really good. I'm actually gonna use one of my under eye setting powders just to get right up underneath the eye. There wasn't a loose powder that was recommended that I hadn't tried before, but there is another powder foundation that I will be using. So anyway, I'm gonna be using the KKW Bake One powder. I love this powder for under the eyes, and that's the only area that I'm gonna use this so that we can use the other powder on the rest of the face. But I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that there's not extra product in the creases, and I'm gonna take that powder and just press it in right up against the lash line, basically right here. Now let's do the same thing on this eye. I gotta talk like this to keep my eyes up. So another reason why I didn't pick up the Illumination CC Cream from IT Cosmetics is because a couple of you guys actually said that this Illumination Powder Foundation from IT Cosmetics was really great. So obviously this is gonna be a pretty full coverage base, but I wanted to try all these things, so that's what we're gonna do. This is the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination Full Coverage Anti-Aging Hydrating Powder Foundation. I'm somebody who actually loves powder foundation. I love powder foundation, and so I'm excited to try this. Here's what the packaging looks like. I picked mine up in the shade Light, and there is actually a brush that comes with it underneath, but I think I'm gonna use one of my powder brushes. So I'm just gonna take my IT Cosmetics Complexion Powder Brush, and I'm gonna dip into this. I'm hoping that this shade works, and I'm just gonna go ahead and press this all over the skin. I'm just really wanting to set everything in place. I'm gonna bring it down the neck as well. Okay, once most of the face is locked in, I thought I might as well try the brush that comes with it. It looks like this. And I'm just gonna kind of add some coverage to the cheeks. This is actually nice to get around the nose as well. We'll get it on the nose a little bit. Okay, the thing I'm immediately noticing about this is, first of all, the amazing coverage that it added. My skin seriously looks flawless. But I do see a glow. Don't you guys see that? I see the illumination that it's talking about. That is really, really nice. Wow, my face feels very hydrated and glowy with that BB cream combination. That is so pretty. My skin definitely still feels pretty tacky. I'm not sure if it's the powder or the BB cream. It's probably a combo of both. But wow, my skin looks really nice, you guys. Okay, I have a finishing powder that I'm gonna use now just in case we have some fallout with the eyeshadows on the lower lash line. This is also from IT Cosmetics, and I loved what Lulu said, who recommended this. She said that this hides everything. So I saw that and I was like, well, I've never tried it, and that sounds amazing. So I'm gonna use this on top of everything. I know we've kind of layered quite a few things on the skin today, but I don't care. I'm just trying everything. So this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Poreless Finish Airbrush Pressed Powder. And it looks like this. This has a little sponge applicator. I think I'm gonna use my little brush first. I might try the sponge applicator in a second, but let's just do this on one side of the face. And I'm mainly focusing this in the T-zone, but I am going to take a tiny bit of that and just kind of press it on the cheeks to lock that in even more. But I do really like what that did. It definitely mattified a little bit. You can see the illumination side still has that glow. This still has a glow, but it is a little bit more matte. I usually prefer to start my day with a little bit more of a matte face because I always know that my natural oils will come through. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side of the face. You guys, this is such a fun video for me to film. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun for me to discover things and recommend things to you, but it's a little more fun when the tables are turned and you guys are recommending things to me. I kind of love it. All right, the complexion is definitely full coverage and flawless, but I'm loving it. Let's go ahead and finish up the under eye area. I'm gonna go back into the ColourPop palette and let's switch it up a little bit. I'm gonna go into the shade Juju right here, which is a really pretty light bubblegum pink. We'll see how this shows up. I'm just gonna run that across the entire lower lash line. And I'm gonna blend it down lower than usual just because this shade is a little bit more pastel and I feel like it would be really pretty buffed out on the lower lash line pretty low. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, making sure to connect it to the existing shades on the outer corner. Then I'm gonna take that same brush and dip into Triton, which was that amazing warm brown shade. I'm just gonna go ahead and smudge this on the outer corner of the lower lash line, and I'm also gonna kind of throw it into the inner corner. We're gonna create the same kind of halo effect on the lower lash line. I love that shade. I think it's so pretty. All right, we're gonna go into One Kiss, question mark, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pinch the brush and kind of smudge that in the center of the lower lash line. We're basically mimicking everything we did on the top lid. Next, I'm going into Ray, which was that really light champagne color. And I'm adding that on the lower lash line in the very center as well. And I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. I know we added Prince Charming on the center, but I kind of want the lower lash line to be slightly more soft. I'm gonna take that same brush and I am gonna dip into Grumpy now, which was the shade that we used on the top lid. And I'm just gonna kind of dust that underneath just to shape out the lower lash line slightly. All right, now I'm gonna go back into the Marc Jacobs eyeliner in the shade Earthquake, and I'm going to go right up against the lash line on the outer third, and then I'm going to take my small brush that we used on the top lid and I'm just going to buff this out. Doing the same thing over here. For the waterline, this specific product was recommended and I'm really excited. This is the Wet n Wild Lifts Brows Ultimate Brow Highlighter. So it was originally designed to be used underneath the brow, but apparently you guys like to use it in the waterline to brighten up the eyes. So that's what we're going to be doing today. All right, so here's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and put it in the waterline. Ooh, I really, really love pencils that have a little bit of a light pink hue to it like this. And it's also extremely pigmented. Like you get immediate payoff when you put that on the waterline. That is so pretty. Ooh, that's really nice. I'm pretty picky when it comes to these waterline liners because I don't like when they look too fake. Does that make sense? And this one doesn't. This one has just the right amount of color where it just brightens up the eyes, but it's not so white that it's like scary looking, you know? All right, let's go ahead and put some mascara on the lower lashes. We're going back into the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I'm just gonna pop that on the lower lashes. Well, folks, I'm loving this eye look. Thanks to you guys. Okay, I do have false lashes to apply, but I think I'm gonna do the rest of the complexion. Then we'll revisit the eyes one more time and we'll set everything in place and all that. Okay, so for bronzer, I had never heard anyone rave about this bronzer, so I'm super excited to try it. This is the Ciate Bamboo Bronzer, and this shade specifically was recommended. It does come in 2 shades, but the shade that was recommended is Palm Island, which was the lighter of the 2 shades, and so I felt like this would be perfect for my skin tone. I was expecting it to have a smell. For some reason, I always sniff my bronzers, but this one does not have a scent to it, just in case you're wondering. Let's go ahead and try this out. I'm gonna take it on a fluffy brush. I've actually just been getting into Ciate's products, and so far, I really, really like the brand. But I had never heard about this bronzer before. I'm so excited. You guys know how much I love bronzer. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this on the cheeks, along the forehead. Immediately, you guys, I'm noticing this is blending out so easily. The shade is like perfect too. Ooh. Oh my gosh, you guys are so good at picking makeup. I'm having so much fun right now. I like to make sure to get the bronzer into the hairline a little bit just to make it look more natural. I'm gonna pinch the brush and just run that along the sides of the nose as well. A little bit underneath the nose and a little underneath the lip just to make it look more pouty. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, normally I go in and blend things out. I'm still gonna do that because I'm in the habit, but I don't feel like I need to as much with this bronzer. It seriously just blended itself out on my face. Oh my gosh, I love this. And I am a bronzer fanatic, okay? Like, I try a lot of bronzers. So I know a good one when I see one, and this one is definitely a good one. Wow, I love it! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this whole makeup look. Okay, several of you recommended this highlighting palette and I swore that I had tried it. And then I looked through my collection. I even looked through like my videos to see if I had tried it and I hadn't. But there were a handful of you guys who all recommended this to me. It's the Revolution x Soph highlighting palette. And since so many of you guys recommended it, I was like, okay, obviously I need to try this. Okay, here's what it looks like. There are so many different highlighting options in here. I'm just gonna swatch a couple. Ooh, okay, immediately I'm actually drawn to the more muted colors. Not to say that they're gonna be muted on the face, but they just are a little bit more of a soft formula, it seems. So, I'm going with this shade first. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out on the high points of the face. Ooh, I really like the peachy undertone of this. I like to bring it on the front of the cheeks just to make that look a little bit more glowy. And then a little bit on the center of the nose here and on the cupid's bow of the lip. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, maybe I should layer up one more. Maybe I'll do this one right here. I'm gonna mix these two. And I'm just gonna go and kind of layer that a little bit more on the very, very high point of the cheeks, just to make that really stand out. That is so pretty. I'm really into that. Okay, so a lot of the blushes that were recommended were ones that I had tried before, but then I came across this one and I was like, I've never tried that. I've tried the formula of this, but not this color specifically, and this color was specifically recommended. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush, and this is in the shade Captivating. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be perfect with the eye look. I love this. Okay, let's go ahead and take a blush brush. I'm just gonna dip into that blush. Tap off the extra, and I don't really know how pigmented this is gonna be, so I'm just gonna lightly kind of layer this up over the highlighter. Ooh, that is pretty. It's like the perfect peachy pink. I'm just blending this up and back toward the ear. Look how nice it looks with the eye look. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm gonna take a little bit of what's left on the brush and just slightly go across the nose, a little on the chin, a little on the forehead, just to bring it all together. And I do like to always take the powder brush and just kind of press that in, just to make sure that the edges of the blush and bronzer are nice and blended out. All right, before we do the lip color, let's go back to the eyes, and I'm gonna brush off any mascara marks that got on the lid. Okay, some of the mascara marks are a little bit stubborn. That's all right, we're just gonna live with them. Okay, these specific lashes were one of your Holy Grail products, so I picked them up. It's the Kiss number 11 lashes. So these look really nice. I don't always wear false lashes, but when I do, I reach for something that looks like this. So immediately I feel like this might be something that I will enjoy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop these on. I'm gonna use the Thrive Cosmetics waterproof lash glue, and I'll be right back after I apply the lashes. All right, so lashes are on and the glue is still drying, so just ignore those white spots for now. These are so pretty. The reason why I'm really picky about eyelashes is because my eye shape is more hooded, and so certain lashes can really overpower my eyes. I feel like these are very dramatic but natural at the same time, and I feel like it really complements the eye look. Oh my gosh, I'm really loving every single thing that I've tried so far. Let's go ahead and dip into Prince Charming in the palette just for our inner corner highlight. This has like a little bit of a green shift to it, I think, and I felt like it would be pretty in the inner corner. Oh yeah, it has like a greenish gold kind of shift to it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that right here just to brighten that up. And I also like to take it and kind of blend it up right here in kind of a rounded shape, just so that it blends into the rest of the eyeshadows instead of just being a dot in the inner corner. I also like to blend it on the lower lash line a little bit. Again, just to help it all flow together. I'm also gonna take what's left on the brush and apply that to the brow bone. I'm loving how glam yet natural this whole look is. Okay, let's move into lips. I actually have a lip combo that was recommended to me. The lip liner I had never tried, but I already did own the lipstick. So I thought I would try this out, and then also a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in a specific shade was recommended. So I might end up doing this combo right here, but I did want to try this combo just for the sake of trying it, since this combo was a holy grail for one of you. So let's go ahead and wipe off any foundation that got on the lips. And the lip liner we're going to be using is from MAC. It's in the shade Whirl. I love MAC lip liners, and I had never tried this. This is more of a mauvey color. I'm going to go ahead and line and fill in the lips with this. Okay, this is already so pretty. Just this color on its own looks so amazing with the eye look. I definitely feel like I'm gonna be reaching for that a ton. My favorite lip liner is Subculture from MAC, but this is definitely gonna be one that I reach for a ton. All right, let's try MAC Faux. Again, I have tried this before, but I wanted to see the combo. So let's go ahead and apply this. It's more of a cool tone purple. Ooh, that is such a pretty combo. Oh my gosh, those work really, really well together. That's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, get a good look at that lip combo. It's stunning. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the faux lipstick. I'm gonna go back in with the Whirl lip liner just to kind of fill everything in again, and then we're gonna try that Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. Oh my gosh, I already love this lip liner. All right, the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick that was recommended is actually a new lipstick from her, but it's the Hot Lips JK Magic lipstick, and the packaging on this is so pretty. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. And the shade is this gorgeous peachy pink. I think this will also look so pretty with the eye look. Both the lipstick colors I feel like would work. Let's go ahead and try this though. Ooh, I actually do really like this over top of that lip liner just because the lip liner kind of contours the lips, and since this is a little bit more light and pink, I think it really, really works well. Oh, the formula feels really nice. I love Charlotte Tilbury. I love this packaging. I think I'm gonna wear this one for the day. Oh my gosh, I love this makeup look, you guys. I feel so glamorous, but so like me at the same time. You guys obviously have very good taste in makeup. All right, I'm so excited to try this. This setting spray was recommended, and I've heard so many things about it. I've also seen comments from you guys on YouTube telling me to try this. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. So the complexion's gonna look very, very glowy. I'm gonna shake this really well. It has actual like glittery particles in here. All right, we're ready to set, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this. Candy fan. And I'm just going to press it into the skin. Ooh, I really love how that smelled, and I love how it feels. Okay, so as far as brow gel goes, there was not one that was recommended, at least not one that I had never tried, but I always need a brow gel to feel like my look is complete, so I'm going in with my Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Clear. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder, and I'm going to use that to mattify the areas that I don't want to be shiny. So around the nose, smile lines, chin, a bit on the forehead, and on the tip of the nose. Okay, wow, you guys. How about pat yourselves on the back, because all these products look so pretty. I'm in love with how this look turned out. All the colors were perfect. The lip color, the eyeshadow, the blush, the highlighter, the bronzer, the foundation, like everything is so pretty. I am going to do a small wear test really quick. It is currently 4:08 p.m. We're going to wear this for the rest of the night, and we will do a check-in. And I will let you guys know how it wore. Since we tried so many new complexion products between the primer, BB cream, powder foundation, and then finishing powder, I really am curious to see how this wears. You guys obviously have very great taste in makeup as far as I'm concerned now. I was so impressed with every single thing that I tried. And I'm not just saying that, I'm so excited about everything. I think the skin looks amazing. So let's go ahead and do a wear test, and we will check back in and see how everything holds up. But as of now, I'm having a great makeup day. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so you guys know I always like to do my very first check-in right after filming, right in front of the window in my beauty room. Oh my gosh. I'm ready for the red carpet, I think. You guys, all these products look so beautiful. I'm obsessed with the tones. We have like the same heart. We have the same taste in makeup. So far, I'm absolutely loving every single thing about my makeup right now, and this is what we're working with right now. I love it so much, you guys. So I'm gonna wear it for a few more hours, and we'll do another check-in to see how everything holds up. So my husband just walked in. Go stand over there so that I can be on the light. And how do you, I know it's glam.
Wow.
How do you feel?
Whoa, it's like flawless.
I know.
Hey.
I said I'm ready for the red carpet. Hey, tell me what you did. I'm so proud of you.
Wow, I ran 3.5 miles.
This boy ran 3.5 miles. I haven't ran in 3.5 years, probably. Good
Wow,
job.
it's really good. What's that foundation?
Well, it's a few things. So it's a BB cream, then a powder foundation from IT Cosmetics, then a finishing powder from IT Cosmetics.
Oh.
I think it looks very flawless, very glam, but still natural.
Beautiful.
Thanks. Thanks. All right, you guys, it's currently 7 p.m., so I've had this on for about 3 hours. I'm about to eat dinner, which is why I wanted to do a quick check-in by the window. Everything is still looking amazing, even the lip color. I wanted to document that because I'm gonna eat, so it might come off, but So far so good. Everything's looking very good, and I love the tones. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye. All right, you guys, so I am back. It is currently 11:20, so that means that I've been wearing this for over 7 hours, and I am floored. I kept looking in the mirror, and I keep looking up close in this mirror, and I cannot believe how fresh my face still looks. It does not look one bit expired. The way my complexion looks right now is how other foundations look after the first hour. Like, that's a good way to explain it. I'm floored at how well it's holding up underneath the nose. If you go back and look at my recent foundation review videos, you will see that that normally separates pretty bad by the end of the day, and I'm shocked at how well it's holding up. It's also settled a little bit in the smile lines, but honestly, nothing crazy at all. I cannot get over how beautiful everything looks. The eyeshadow still looks amazing. The lashes still look great. The Wet n Wild liner is still in my waterline. Everything looks the exact same. The only thing that's faded is my lipstick because I ate a big ol' salad for dinner. So that's literally all that has changed. You guys, I loved my makeup today. This was the best makeup day I've had in a very, very long time. It is so rare for me to do a full face of makeup and love everything, but that's where I'm at right now. Honestly, I loved everything that I tried, and I will continue to use every single thing that you guys recommended. Thank you for recommending so many amazing things. I can't wait to keep using them and becoming more familiar with all these products so that I can make more looks with them on my channel, you guys. Thank you. You did a great job, and this was so fun for me to film. And also, if you didn't get a chance to let me know what your Holy Grail product was on Instagram, please leave a comment down below letting me know the next thing that I should try that maybe people don't really talk about, because I think this was so fun to discover new products. You know what? Just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to put a before and after right here so you guys can see the difference between when we started wearing the foundation till 7.5 hours later. I want to see the difference because truly, I don't think there are any differences, and if anything, it looks better 7 hours later. So don't forget to leave a comment down below. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button, and if you're already a subscriber but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. If you can't tell, I'm very happy with all these products today. I love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are. Thanks so much for coming to my channel and for watching my video, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye!